Hi everyone, welcome back to Easy Physics with Omonye, where we make science super easy to understand. Today, let's learn how to read and understand measurements in millimeters, centimeters, and meters. First, what do these units mean? Millimeters or mm. They are very tiny units, very tiny units. Centimeters or cm are small everyday units, and meters, small m, are for longer distances. As we can see, millimeters are used to measure very small objects. We can see examples of objects that we can use, that we can measure in millimeters. For centimeters, centimeters are used to measure small to medium-sized objects. We also have examples of small to medium-sized objects that we could measure in centimeters, just like the hand and also the chair. For meters, meters are used to measure large objects and short distances. You can see objects that are large, the house, and then large distances we can measure in meters. Now, we are going to learn how to read from the ruler, reading clearly in millimeters and centimeters from the ruler. Now, we have a diagram of a ruler. Looking closely at this ruler, the big numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are in centimeters, whereas the tiny lines between each centimeter are millimeters. Looking closely at this diagram, are we seeing those very, very tiny lines between each centimeter? You can see for the first one, from 0 to 1, you can see some red arrow pointing them upward. Those are the tiny lines we are talking about, and they are in millimeters. It's also good that we take note that there are 10 millimeters in 1 centimeter. So having 1 centimeter from 0 to 1, we have 10 millimeters in between. For example, 0.5 cm is equal to 5 millimeters. 1.5 centimeter is equal to 15 millimeters, and 2.5 centimeter is equal to 25 millimeters. If you have any question on this, you can drop your question in the comment box and then I will attend to your questions. Now, also understanding 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. Looking at the ruler, the diagram of the ruler we have, look at the ruler closely. You see that when we put 100 centimeters together, we get 1 meter. So from 0 to 100 centimeters is equal to what? 1 meter. This diagram has clearly shown this. Now, the image shows this clearly. The ruler starts at 0 cm and ends at 100 cm, which equals to 1 meter. The ruler, it starts at what? 0 centimeter, and then it ends at what? 100 centimeter, and this is equal to what? 1 meter. So if your classroom ruler is 30 cm long, you would need a little more than 3 rulers placed end to end to make 1 meter. So this is how we get 1 meter. 0 to 100 cm gives us 1 meter. Remember, if you have a question, do not forget to drop in the chat box and then I will be ready to answer your question. Now we'll look at the relationship between the units. From smallest to largest, it is good we know that 10 millimeters is equal to 1 cm. Like we said, 10 millimeters is equal to 1 centimeter, and 100 centimeter is equal to 1 meter, like we said already. So we can say 1 millimeter is equal to 100 centimeter, which is equal to 1000 millimeter. Let's practice. Let's convert between units. So now if we are converting from centimeters to millimeters, we multiply by 10. So if we have 5 centimeter and want to convert 5 centimeter to millimeter, we'll multiply by what? 10. So 5 centimeter times 10 will give us 50 millimeter. Now converting from meters to centimeter, we multiply by 100. So if we have 2 meters, we want to convert 2 meters to 100 centimeters, we multiply by 100. So we have 2 meters times 100, it will give us 200 centimeter. Also, if we want to convert from millimeters back to centimeter, remember we converted from centimeter to millimeter. Now I want to convert millimeter back to centimeter, we divide by 10. So same goes to centimeters to meters. If we want to convert from centimeters now back to meters, we divide by 100. You can see the example clearly. The example has done that in order for us to understand better. If you have any question, do not forget to drop in the chat box and I will answer your questions. So we'll look at real life connections. We measure a pencil in centimeters or millimeters. We can also measure a door or a desk in meters. Then we measure the length of a classroom in meters. So these are real life connections of things we can measure in millimeters, meters, and so on. Summary is good. We know that 1 centimeter, again, this is a reminder, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. 1 meters is equal to 100 centimeter, which is equal to 1000 millimeters. We use rulers for short objects and meter rules or tape rules for longer ones. That is when measuring objects and distances. For short objects, we use rulers and we use meter rules and tape for longer distances. I want to thank you for learning with me today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. See you in the next lesson on Easy Physics with Omonye. Bye for